Have you ever noticed how fast the body can change after 50? One day your legs feel fine, and then suddenly getting up from a chair feels harder. Your balance feels a little less steady. Your back gets tighter. And a lot of people think that's just normal aging. But honestly, that's not always true. What if I told you there's a simple exercise that takes only 2 minutes a day, requires no equipment, and may help rebuild strength, stability, and confidence as you get older? Welcome to the Senior Health Channel. Today, we're talking about something most Americans have never heard of called the horse stance. It may look simple at first glance, but this old practice has been used for generations to strengthen the legs, improve posture, increase circulation, and help the body feel more stable again. And what surprises many people is how much it can help with balance, energy, and even that feeling of losing confidence in your own body as you age. So stay with me, because some of the benefits behind this simple movement are honestly fascinating. One thing I've learned after years of working with older patients is this. People usually don't notice they're losing strength until everyday life starts getting harder. It's not dramatic at first. Maybe your legs feel weaker getting out of bed. Maybe stairs leave you tired faster than before. Maybe your balance feels a little off. That gradual muscle loss has a medical name called sarcopenia, and it happens to almost everyone after 50 to some degree. But here's the part many people don't realize. Weak legs are not just about feeling older. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, injuries, loss of independence, and even long-term health decline. I've seen people go from active and confident to afraid of walking outside after one bad fall. And honestly, this is not about looking younger anymore. It's about staying capable, staying steady, staying able to live your own life without depending on someone else for basic things. That's why protecting your leg strength after 50 may be one of the most important things you can do for your future health. What makes the horse stance so interesting is that it builds strength in a very different way from most workouts people are used to. You're not jumping, you're not running, you're not putting constant impact on your knees and hips. Instead, your muscles stay under steady tension while your body holds still. That's called an isometric contraction. And honestly, for many people over 50, this can be much safer and more realistic than intense exercise programs. I've had patients with knee pain, stiff hips, even arthritis, who simply couldn't tolerate high-impact workouts anymore. But movements like this are different. The body works hard without all the pounding on the joints. Over time, the muscles in the legs start getting stronger. The tendons and ligaments around the knees and hips also become more supportive. That matters more than people realize. Because strong joints don't only come from movement, they come from stability. And when your lower body feels stable again, everyday things like standing, walking, climbing stairs, or getting out of a car start feeling easier and less exhausting. A lot of people think the core is just about having visible abs, but that's really not what matters as we get older. The real core is deeper than that. It's the muscles that support your spine, protect your lower back, help your posture, and keep your body stable when you move. And honestly, many seniors don't realize how weak these muscles have become until daily life starts feeling harder. Standing too long hurts the back. Walking feels less steady. Even getting out of a chair takes more effort. What I like about the horse stance is that it quietly trains those deeper support muscles without aggressive movement. Your abdominal muscles stay engaged. The small muscles along the spine start working. Even the pelvic floor becomes more active. Over time, that support system gets stronger. And when the core gets stronger, the posture improves naturally. People stand taller. Walking feels smoother. Lower back pain often becomes less constant. You stop feeling so fragile doing normal everyday things. That's the part many people underestimate. A stronger core doesn't just change how your body looks, it changes how your body functions every single day. One of the biggest dangers after 50 isn't always disease. Sometimes it's simply losing balance. I've seen many older patients become afraid of falling, and once that fear starts, people move less, trust their body less, and slowly become weaker over time. What many don't realize is that balance is not just about strong muscles. It's also about how well your brain and body communicate with each other. That system is called proprioception. It's basically your body's awareness of where it is in space. As we age, that awareness often gets weaker. Reaction speed slows down. Ankles become less stable. Hips stiffen. small movements become harder to control. What makes the horse stance so effective is that it quietly retrains all of that at the same time. While you're holding the position, the ankles, hips, legs, and nervous system are constantly making tiny adjustments to keep you steady. Even though it looks simple, your body is working hard behind the scenes. Over time, many people notice they feel more stable walking, turning, or getting up quickly. And honestly, that confidence matters. Because when people stop trusting their balance, they often stop fully living their lives too. A hidden problem I see all the time in people over 50 is tight hips. And honestly, most people don't even realize it's happening. Years of sitting in cars, at desks, on couches. Little by little, the muscles around the hips start tightening up. The hip flexors get stiff. The inner thighs lose mobility. And eventually, the lower back starts paying the price. That constant tightness can pull the pelvis out of alignment and put extra pressure on the spine every single day. A lot of people think their back is the real problem, but sometimes the hips are actually the root cause. What I like about the horse stance is that it gently opens those tight areas without aggressive stretching or complicated movements. The wide position helps loosen the hips gradually, while the body stays stable and controlled. Over time, many people notice they move more freely. Walking feels smoother. Standing feels less stiff. Even getting out of bed or out of a car can start feeling easier. And when the hips move better, the entire body usually follows. That's something many people don't fully appreciate until they finally start feeling relief. There's another benefit of the horse stance that people almost never talk about openly, especially after 50, and honestly, I think it deserves more attention. It has to do with circulation in the pelvic area. As we age, blood flow and muscle tone in that part of the body naturally start declining. A lot of people notice changes but rarely connect them to movement and strength. During the horse stance, the large muscles in the legs and hips stay under steady tension, which helps increase circulation through the pelvic region. That matters more than most people realize. For men, healthy blood flow is closely connected to vitality and overall function. For women, stronger pelvic floor muscles can help support bladder control, posture, and core stability. And for both, this area plays a huge role in balance, movement, and feeling physically strong. I'm not talking about miracle cures or unrealistic promises. This is simply how the body works. Better circulation usually means healthier tissues, better muscle activation, and better support throughout the lower body. What I find interesting is that many people start doing this exercise for their legs, but later realize they feel more stable, more energized, and more connected to their body overall. One thing I find fascinating about the horse stance is that it doesn't just affect the muscles, it affects the nervous system too. When people hear the word stress, they usually think of something harmful, but not all stress is bad. There's a type called eustress, which is basically healthy stress that helps the body adapt and grow stronger. The horse stance creates that kind of challenge. Your body works hard, but in a controlled and steady way. Over time, this may help regulate cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. And honestly, many adults over 50 are walking around with stress levels much higher than they realize. Poor sleep, fatigue, brain fog, low energy, irritability, cortisol often plays a role in all of that. What's interesting is that during exercises like this, the body also releases endorphins, those natural chemicals that help improve mood and create a calmer feeling afterward. A lot of people say they feel mentally clearer and emotionally lighter after practicing. Not exhausted, just calmer, steadier, more focused. And sometimes, that feeling alone can make a huge difference in daily life. There's a moment during the horse stance that almost everyone experiences. Your legs start shaking, your muscles burn a little, and suddenly your mind says, "All right, that's enough." Honestly, that moment may be one of the most important parts of the entire exercise, because this is not just physical training anymore. It becomes mental training too. I've noticed that many people over 50 aren't only dealing with weaker muscles. They're dealing with stress, fear, frustration, exhaustion, and the feeling that their body is slowly becoming less reliable. What makes the horse stance powerful is that it teaches you how to stay calm inside discomfort instead of instantly reacting to it. You breathe slowly. You stay steady. You let the nervous system settle down instead of panicking. And over time, something starts changing mentally. People often feel more patient, more emotionally grounded, less overwhelmed by small things. In many ways, it's almost like active meditation. Your body is working, but your mind is learning control at the same time. And honestly, that kind of resilience becomes incredibly valuable as life gets harder with age. Sometimes strength is not about lifting more. Sometimes it's simply about staying calm when your body wants to quit. If you want to try the horse stance at home, the good news is you do not need to be athletic or flexible to start. Honestly, most people should begin very gently. Stand with your feet a little wider than your shoulders and turn your toes slightly outward. Then slowly lower your body like you're about to sit into a chair. Not too low, just enough to feel your legs working. One important thing I always tell people is this: make sure your knees stay pointed in the same direction as your toes. That helps protect the joints and keeps the movement safer. Keep your chest up, your back straight, and don't hold your breath. Slow breathing matters more than people think here. Deep breaths help calm the nervous system while your muscles work. And remember, you do not need to prove anything. Start with just 30 seconds if that's all your body can handle. That's completely fine. Over time, your strength and stability usually improve naturally, but I do want to give one important warning. If you recently had surgery, severe joint pain, serious back problems, or uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk with your doctor first before trying this exercise. The goal is not pushing through pain. The goal is building strength safely and consistently over time. Getting older does not automatically mean becoming weak. I really want people to understand that. Yes, the body changes with age. Muscles shrink fast. Balance can decline. Energy is not always the same. But losing your strength, confidence, and independence is not something you simply have to accept without a fight. In my experience, the people who stay active and capable later in life are usually not the ones doing extreme workouts. They're the ones who stay consistent with small daily habits. And honestly, that's why something simple like the horse stance can matter so much. Just a few minutes a day may help your body stay stronger, steadier, and more connected as the years go by. So if this video encouraged you even a little, start small. Start today. Your future body will thank you for it. And if you enjoyed spending time with us here on the Senior Health Channel, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below letting us know if you would try this exercise yourself. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Wishing you strength, better balance, peace of mind, and many healthy years ahead.